Larfleeze number 3, written by Keith Giffen and JMD Mateus, art by Scott Collins. So last issue, we had Larfleeze was defeated, and I always blank on his name. The butler guy got him out of a pile, and it turns out that there was somebody who was protecting the butler the whole time, named the Wanderer. So this issue opens up, his name's Scargrave, by the way, opens up with the Wanderer and Laird's backstory, where there was another dimension. It was endless. It was radiant with beauty, and they ruled it all. These gods, these immortal, all-powerful beings. There was a whole bunch of them, practically an infinite amount, but they were so filled with betrayals and infighting and wars that they brought their numbers down to 6. So there's only 6 left, and they used their wars to essentially destroy their entire dimension. There was nothing left to rule. And so one day, Wanderer, who is very bad at keeping a story straight because Stargrave mildly interrupts her a few times and then she completely forgets what she was talking about. But regardless, she's wandering through her universe when she comes across the creation point, the portal that they made to find over. And she's like, oh, a whole nother universe. I got to go tell my brother about this. So she goes back and she talks to Laird, and Laird's like, oh, sweet, awesome. Where is this place? But because she's so scatterbrained, she can't remember where it is. So Laird comes up with the idea of, I know, I'll torture you for the information. So for 500,000 years, they torture her and try to get the information when eventually they find an infinitesimal small speck of energy on her that they use to recreate the portal and march through it, leading to the events that we saw in this book. And Stargrave's like, cool, why are you telling me this? And she's like, well, you asked. It's like, no, I asked what your name was. I didn't ask for your whole backstory. And it's like, oh, it's Wanderer. So then Stargrave asks, okay, why are you keeping me alive? I would have died. Why do you care so much about me? And it's like, oh, well, when I came here to this universe, I followed in afterwards. I needed a butler. I need someone to show me around the world. And I bought you off of Larfleeze. So you are mine, actually. And Larfleeze is still unconscious. So, you cool? You want to come with me? And he's like, I don't know. I got to think. Yeah, I want to go with you. And he's like, great. Awesome. The only thing we got to do is castrate you. She's like, yeah, no, perfect. I'm sorry. What? You say castrate me? He's like, yeah, I am an extremely sexually beautiful god from another universe. I can't have you thinking with your lower brain. And he's like, so I'm not cool with that. Going to change my mind. I'm going to try to wake Larfleeze back up. Larfleeze, she's going to cut off my thing. So at that point, we see Laird is just enjoying some dinner. We see Herbert, the lackey, is like, hey, sounds like that butler you hired is screaming Laird. And Laird's like, dude, don't talk to me. You're a slave. You go down and check it out. And he's like, I'm not a slave. I'm a lackey. Maybe I should go over to Dirge. Dirge would treat me right. And then all of a sudden there's an explosion. Turns out Larfleeze woke up. And the next 6 pages are all just the exact same thing of Wanderer fighting against Larfleeze. Larfleeze saying hey, you said that I gave up my butler. I don't give up anything. So whatever it is you think happened didn't happen. She's just like, psh. Well, then fine, name your price. What do you want for him? It's like, okay, I want you to die. He's like, well, that would kind of defeat the purpose of me needing a butler now, wouldn't it? So at that point, Wanderer goes blasting through a roof, and Laird sees her and just be like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you blasting through my roof? And he's like, oh, yeah, hey, Larfleeze, he's a problem. And Larfleeze, of course, bursts through the thing. And Laird's like, I thought I killed you. And it's like, well, it didn't take. And it's like, all right, well, I'll kill you again. And he's like, you think you can do that? I've got the entire Orange Lantern Corps behind me. And it's like, you had them before, and that didn't stop you. And it's like, fair. But now if I use a little bit of imagination, and he makes an Orange Lantern construct that just blasts Laird halfway across the universe, the far side of the other universe. And Lou, the wolf thing, comes out and just be like, you think that's really going to stop me? And it's like, I don't know. Just give me some time to finish this fight. Are you going to fight with me? He's like, nah. I'm loyal. I'm not stupid. Besides, I want to go into the house. He keeps me outside. He's like, dude, I don't care. You're a dog. You can go poop on his bed for all I care. He's like, that's not really a thing I do. But then Lou explodes. Turns out it's Wanderer. Wanderer's like, psh, who cares? I don't. He's a dog. Who cares? But then Stargate's like, he was my friend. How dare you? So at that point, Wanderer is threatening to take Stargrave again. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to take it over your dead body." And Larfleeze is like, "I'm not going to fight you anymore. I now have run of this house. There is nobody stopping me from picking over all the shiny things. So no, I'm not going to fight you." And Stargrave is like, you're seriously going to let me go with her? Like, you're just going to let that happen?" He's like, "No, I'm not. But I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to summon the Orange Lantern Corps." And he summons all the different constructs of the people he's killed and are now living in his ring. He's like, "They're going to fight her. I'm just going to go pilfer some stuff." And she's so curious about this. She's like, "Wait a minute. I can sense them. They're souls, but they still have like matter and energy to them." And using her godlike powers from the other universe, she's able to restore them back to life and deconnect them from the Orange Lantern Ring. And so they all come back to life. They're fully bent. And she's like, "Hey, everyone, Larfleeze killed you all. You now have the ability to kill him. Or you can chase me if you want, as he's ordering you. But it sounds to me like you guys should get some free will. Anyway, I'm going to take off. Bye." And so she flies away with Stargrave. Larfleeze is like, "What are you guys doing? Chase her." And he's like, "Larfleeze, you killed us all and then enslaved us for literally hundreds of years." And it's like, "Yeah, and?" And so then they all start attacking Larfleeze. And he's like, "I'm getting the feeling you guys are upset about something." So then we cut to Wanderer as he's outside, or as she blasts outside the universe. And she's already forgotten everything that happened because she's so scatterbrained. And Stargrave is like, "Okay, well, seems you got me, but is there any way I can convince you to not cut off my manhood?" And she's just like, "Well, I mean, as long as you just follow orders, I guess, yeah, we could leave it on. That sounds fair enough." And he's like, "Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, no, totally cool. I'm your butler now. Let's go explore the universe." And so they fly off into the distance. We might be done with Stargrave. I'm not sure. I feel like there's more to be told with him. I don't think we're totally done. Obviously, we're going to see Wanderer again, but like, even if we don't, if we just completely pivot this story to, okay, now Larfleeze is fighting against the constructs inside his ring and we don't have the straight man to play off of anymore, I still think there's good humor in this book. I don't think it requires Stargrave to be funny. It helps. It always helps to have a straight man to play off of, but I think this has good enough beats to it. It's a very funny book. I'm not saying it's unenjoyable. I do think that the story is kind of all over the place and a bit lackluster. This is not a book you read for the story. It's a book you read for the comedic beats. It's a Deadpool book, more or less. Beyond that, it's fine. It's a perfectly serviceable issue. I think that having the joke run the entire time of castration might have worn a bit thin by the end, but it was okay. I'll say this is probably a solid 6. I don't feel comfortable going above that, but it isn't a bad book. It's not something with a lot of prestige to it. You know, it's just one of those funny little books you pick up and you might get a chuckle out of, and I'm not going to pretend it's anything more than that.